Here's a drawbar. You can look at the condition of this hole. You put two holes in them, and you can, when you're doing the setup, you pick which hole you're using. And if you notice, the one to the right is round. That's the original hole that wasn't used on the installation. And here's the hole that was in service. I don't know if you could see it on the video very well or not, but it's been heavily greased. It's just been up and down that many times. This is all in a period of 1 year that this wear occurs. That's how you end up with holes that look like this. Very oblong. And then you have the lever here. This is one that's been worn a couple of times and rebuilt with the bushings put in it. So you got a local machine shop here that they're able to bore these out and make new bushings and then weld them into the levers. Here's one of the pins. Let's see how that's worn. This is not from abuse. This is just from use. One period of a year. Here you can see another one of the holes. This to stand up. This pin goes in this hole. This is all done by hand. The pump is used at the village every day with a waiting line at the pump to pump the water that's used. One of the real indicators of usage is down here on the end of the lever. Look how polished this is. It has some surface rust. It's been sitting in the shop for about a week. Just now getting around to shooting the video. Just to kind of illustrate, I have a new lever here. See these casting marks? Look at that, completely worn off. Even the end is rounded off from these sharp edges. This is a real good indicator of just how important these things are. Certainly wouldn't have this kind of wear if the pump was simply a novelty in the yard. You know, this is a mission critical piece of equipment. Well, I hope that helps to illustrate things, to just give you an idea how important it is to get these hand pumps in service and keep them in service here in Guatemala and the area surrounding Paptun. I think it's a very good illustration when you think about all this wear was occurred by a human, most of which were women and children. They would go down every day, pump the water maybe multiple times a day, and then carry the water back to their homes. So anyway, I'll give this some thought and take a look at this. By the way, these pumps are Baker Monitor are the pumps. They've tried some other pumps. I'm sure it's how do I say this? Names you'd be familiar with, or if you did a Google search, you'd see them, and they've been tried down here and not been nearly as successful as these Baker Monitor units as far as the reliability and the ruggedness required. Some of the other pumps have kind of been a problem with ergonomics also. The way the lever sets up is just not friendly to the human body to operate. The pivot points and the orientations of the levers and things of that sort just make them ergonomically unfriendly to use. Quite fatiguing, actually. So this is why they've continued to use the Baker Monitor. Water for Life is now currently doing a little testing where they're replacing, well, I shouldn't say replacing, they're modifying the design and using a graphite impregnated composite bushing. So they have a special jig fixture set up, and they're boring them out and then trying that to see how that works. And I've put in several of those this year. And here we are in March of 2017. So next year, I guess I'll come back down and take a look and see how the composite bushing's holding up. Hopefully it does really well and we can extend the service life on these. 'Cause not only are we busy constructing new wells and installing new pumps, but it also takes up some resources in order to go around and replace these worn components. So it takes a lot of time and human resources plus financial resources. So, yeah, with a little bit of luck, hopefully the composite bushing holds up much better, and that'll allow us to concentrate more on new systems and not spend so much resources on servicing the existing ones. So I guess that's it for now. If I get a chance to shoot another video of something else, I certainly will.